Today, we are diving deep into a topic that, well, it kind of operates in the shadows of our everyday lives: dark psychology. We're going to pull back the curtain on these hidden tricks that are designed to influence and control you. And more importantly, we'll figure out how to build up a solid defense against them. Let's get into it.
You know that feeling, right? You walk away from a chat and you just stop and think, wait, how did I just agree to that? It's this subtle, kind of unsettling feeling. And honestly, it's often the very first sign that your choices aren't 100% your own. And this one hurts. It's that sting of betrayal when you realize someone you completely trusted was basically using that trust against you just to get what they want. That feeling of being played, it's a really powerful and, painful thing to go through.
Now, this isn't some movie plot. These are real, calculated methods that are built to sneak right past your critical thinking. They go straight for your emotions, your instincts, your insecurities. But today, we're going to arm you with the knowledge you need to see them coming a mile away.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll define this invisible influence. Then we'll jump into the three main arenas where these tactics pop up: controlling your reality, exploiting your emotions, and pressuring your decisions. And we'll wrap up with the most important part of all: how to build your own defense system.
All right, let's start with the big question. What is dark psychology anyway? Before we can fight it, we've got to know what we're looking at.
Okay, so at its heart, it's basically turning human psychology into a weapon. It's all about understanding what makes us tick, our natural triggers, our biases, our emotional weak spots, and then using all of that to push someone else's agenda, not ours.
And this difference right here is absolutely crucial. Look, normal persuasion is part of life. You're in a debate, someone's giving you a sales pitch, you know they're trying to convince you. But dark psychology, it operates in the dark. It's covert. It's designed to be invisible, and that's what makes it so dangerous. You don't see it until the damage is already done.
So let's get into the first set of tactics. These are all about messing with your perception of what's real, which makes you so much easier to control from the inside out.
We're going to start with one of the most destructive and, frankly, insidious tactics there is: gaslighting. It actually gets its name from an old play where a husband tries to convince his wife she's literally going insane.
Sound familiar? Phrases like this, or maybe you're just imagining things, are classic gaslighting tools. They're not just trying to dismiss your feelings. They're trying to erase your entire experience of reality.
And this process is just devastating. The whole goal is to chip away at your confidence, bit by bit, until you can't even trust your own mind anymore. It's built to create what's called cognitive dissonance, that awful feeling you get when you believe two opposite things: what you know happened and what they tell you happened. Over time, your brain wants to fix that conflict, so you start siding with them. This makes you completely dependent on the manipulator, who now gets to be the one who defines reality for you. Just remember, gaslighting isn't a simple disagreement. It's a deliberate campaign to destroy your truth.
Okay, on to a much more subtle tactic. This one is really sneaky. It makes you feel like you're in the driver's seat, when really the manipulator has already picked the destination.
Just think about that question for a second. It seems like you have a choice, doesn't it? But what's the one choice you're not being offered? The choice of whether you want to start at all. See? This technique is so clever because it frames the situation to limit how you think and guides you to their preferred outcome, all while making you feel like you're in control.
Next up, we're looking at tactics that go straight for the heart. You know, our emotions are incredibly powerful, and manipulators know exactly how to pull those strings. Love bombing. Man, it feels amazing at first. It's like a tidal wave of attention and compliments and flattery that makes you feel like you are the center of the universe. But here's the thing. It's a trap.
So it usually happens in 3 stages. First is the idealization phase, where they shower you with affection. This builds that trust and dependency super fast. But then comes the trap: devaluation. The manipulator just suddenly pulls all that affection away. It leaves you confused, desperate, and willing to do pretty much anything to get that initial feeling back.
Guilt is such a powerful emotion, right? It's like this self-imposed punishment. And manipulators, they are masters at making you feel it. Guilt tripping takes our natural instinct to want to repay others and completely turns it against us.
Wow, this phrase is just a masterclass in emotional manipulation. It takes a simple request and turns it into a test of your gratitude, your loyalty. It's specifically designed to make you feel selfish or ungrateful if you even think about saying no. It basically pressures you to comply just so you can avoid feeling like a bad person.
Okay, our last category of tactics zeroes in on hijacking your decision-making process. These tricks are all about rushing you and overwhelming you so you act before you'd even had a real chance to think.
Limited time offer. Only 2 left in stock. We see this everywhere, and there's a reason. It works. It taps directly into our primal fear of missing out. Psychologists call it loss aversion, the idea that the pain of losing something feels way stronger than the pleasure of gaining it. So this creates a false sense of urgency, making us feel like we have to act right now or lose the opportunity forever.
And here's the real key. When you're under that pressure of scarcity, your logical, rational brain just takes a back seat. You stop weighing the pros and cons, and you shift into this purely reactive, emotional mode. You're not thinking anymore, you are simply reacting to that fear of loss. And that is exactly where the manipulator wants you to be.
All right, we spent some time in the dark. Now it's time to turn on the lights. This is without a doubt the most important part of this whole conversation, because understanding these tactics is only half the battle. Knowing how to defend yourself, that's where the real power is.
Let's build up your psychological immune system one step at a time. First, awareness. Just knowing that these tactics exist is your #1 shield. When you can put a name to it, that's gaslighting, that's love bombing, you strip it of its power. Second, slow down. Manipulators love to use urgency as a weapon, so make time your friend. Refuse to be rushed. Give yourself the space you need to actually think. Third, trust patterns, not words. Talk is cheap. Anyone can say anything. What you need to pay attention to is what they do over time. Consistent actions, that's what reveals someone's true intentions. Fourth, set boundaries. You have to learn to say no clearly and without feeling guilty about it. It's a complete sentence. You don't owe anyone a long explanation. Fifth, stay emotionally balanced. If you feel a conversation is causing this massive emotional spike, like intense fear or guilt or even crazy excitement, just pause. That spike is a huge red flag. Ask yourself what's really going on here. And finally, step 6, question intent. Get curious. Just quietly ask yourself, what does this person really gain from this? You put all these steps together, and you've got a pretty powerful fortress for your mind.
And really, that's what this all comes down to. Real strength isn't about controlling other people. It's about having control over yourself. It's about building this inner foundation of self-respect and awareness that is so solid that nothing from the outside can shake it. Learning about these dark arts isn't meant to make you paranoid. It's meant to make you powerful. It's about making sure that the only person in control of your mind is, and always will be, you.